Parenting Unplugged is a raw, real and refreshing take on modern parenting without the filters, sugarcoating or guilt.
Hello discipline questioning parents, reform timeout users, and those of you who ever threatened to cancel Christmas in a moment of pure frustration. Welcome back to Parenting Unplugged, the podcast where we throw out the old school rulebook and replace it with connection, empathy, and just enough sarcasm to survive toddlerhood. I'm your host, Tia Grace, and today's episode is a biggie. It's about one of the most misunderstood ideas in all of parenting. Discipline is not the same as punishment. It's about teaching kids how to do better. Because let's be honest, we've all been there. We said something along the line of, "That's it, go to your room. No screen time for you for a week. If you do that again, you are grounded until you are 30. Or I'm sure you can think of many other examples. But here is the truth. Punishment is not the same as discipline. Punishment shouts down behavior. Discipline teaches better behavior. So today we are going to define the difference between punishment and discipline, talk about what actually teaches kids long term, use examples from our books that I read, and hopefully laugh at consequences we've all invented mid-meltdown and straight away regretted it. Why punishment doesn't work? Let's start with the real question. Why do we punish? Often it's because we are angry, we don't know what else to do, we want the behavior to stop immediately. And sure, it might work in the short term. They stop hitting, they stop screaming, and they comply. But at what cost? No drama discipline book tells us punishment may change behavior in the moment, but it doesn't teach the child what to do instead. In fact, punishment can teach kids, don't get caught, my parent is scary when I mess up, if I admit what I did, I'll be punished. None of these thoughts that we want our children to think. The Gentle Parenting book backs this up. Punishment increases shame and disconnection. It doesn't support learning or growth. I once told my daughter, if you don't clean up your toys, I throw them away. She stared at me and said, okay. Are you going to throw away my sister's toys too? I panicked. I'm not prepared to follow through this threat. So that was silly to say. So, what is discipline then? Let's go back to the root of the word. Discipline comes from the Latin word disciplina, which means to teach. Discipline is about teaching, guiding, building skills, helping kids to do better because they know better, and also because they are not afraid. Janet Lansbury in No Bad Kids book reminds us, we are not trying to control our children. We are trying to help them to learn to control themselves. So instead of controlling the child, we support them through calm leadership, predictable boundaries, emotional regulation, and repair after rupture. The Explosive Child book adds, if we want better behavior, we need to teach the skills that support better behavior. So that includes flexibility, frustration tolerance, problem solving. To be honest, all of these things most adults are still working on too. So let's talk about the good stuff. What to do instead of punishment. Number 1, connection before correction. No drama discipline book says connection opens the brain to learning. Start with empathy. Say something like, "You are really angry. I'm here to help." And then guide the behavior. Number 2, use logical, not emotional consequences. So Gentle Parenting book says consequences should be related, respectful and reasonable. So, for example, it's not a good one. You threw that toy at your sister's head. Now, no TV for a month. That has no connection, or it's not related. So instead of that, say something like, "You threw the toy, I'm putting it away for now because it's not safe." So it's relating to the bad behavior. Number 3, practice Plan B from the Explosive Child book when conflict arises. So empathize. For example, "I see you are upset." Share your concerns. For example, "I need everybody to be safe." Invite solutions. For example, "What can we do next time when you feel like that?" Number 4, calm leadership. No Bad Kids book teaches us to say, "I won't let you hit." "I hear you are very angry, but I won't let you hurt anyone." It is firm, it's kind, it's clear. And best of all, it teaches them how to lead themselves. I remember my child once said, "You are not the boss of me." And I said, "Technically I am. I'm just doing it very gently with co-regulation." She blinked, I blinked, and then she asked for snacks. Connection wins. So, here is the truth. Discipline is about teaching, not punishing. Punishment may stop behavior, but it doesn't teach better choices. The best discipline is calm, connected, and consistent leadership. You can hold firm boundaries and still be kind. Thanks for joining me for this episode. If this episode helped you to rethink your parenting toolbox, or reminded you that discipline doesn't need to feel like domination, share it with your fellow parent trying to break the old cycle. Next time, we are going to talk about big feelings in little bodies, emotional regulation 101. Because tantrum, rage and breakdowns aren't just drama. They are signals. And we are going to learn how to read them. Until then, teach with love, lead with calm, and keep surviving. You got this. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Let's ditch the perfection and embrace the realness of Parenting Unplugged. New episodes every week. See you soon.